Hey guys, so I'm just coming at you today with another live video on QUBIC and just the latest QUBIC news. And there is panic in the QUBIC QUBIC community right now about the QUBIC price, which has obviously fallen quite a bit from the heights of around a month ago when we were up, around this mark, and now we're back down here again to where a billion QUBIC costs around just under $6,000. So what I want to say is there's a reason why on every Wednesday you're seeing the price of QUBIC drop like quite consistently every Wednesday at the moment. And the reason for that is that the people who mine QUBIC, they get paid their QUBIC rewards every Wednesday. And right now they're just selling it. And the issue that's here with QUBIC is that that selling is going to be balanced off by the burning mechanism that's going to happen when there's decentralized apps released on the QUBIC network. But right now there isn't much burning happening, so we're not getting an offset between inflation and deflation. So QUBIC's just inflating by about 1% every week, which isn't huge inflation, actually, when you compare it to most other cryptocurrencies out there. So it's not like we're seeing huge inflation, but we're just seeing a stagnant crypto market. And right now, we're seeing more sell pressure with QUBIC. Okay, so I wouldn't be panicking too much. If I was you, or the way I'm thinking, is I'm excited to see the price of QUBIC falling. I'm hoping that's going to fall quite a bit because I'll definitely start picking up more. Especially if you look at the history of QUBIC just on CoinMarketCap. So it only launched in CoinMarketCap at around the start of February. So that's how early we are here. And at that time, it was down at this point where for about $2,500 you could buy a billion QUBIC. And that's where I bought mine, or most of mine. And then we now ended up at double that price, and it's falling down around there again. If it hits that price again, I 100% would be trying to buy as much as I can. Even at this price, I think it's really worth buying. And the Bitcoin halving, is only 8 days away. And most likely over the next few months, we're going to see QUBIC's price rise. But of course, I always want to say, none of this is guaranteed. You're never guaranteed to make money. And if you've got that mindset, you shouldn't be risking too much. You shouldn't be going all in and just treating this like a gamble. You just, risk what you can afford to lose. But I think QUBIC is looking like a very safe bet. So some things that I just picked out that I saw on Twitter recently. So from this guy NATO on Twitter, and give him a follow if you haven't already. He just said that people panicked in QUBIC when the last time that this happened was around this area here. And this was just that point here that I'm talking about, that he has in this chart here. And he was like, when people were panicking, then next thing we pumped all the way up. So we did a 6x from there. This is just a typical chart, and it's probably going to enter into an accumulation phase soon. So no need to panic. And we are. Personally, I am hoping to see the price fall a bit further so I can load up on some more. Then another thing that stood out to me here was this guy here was just showing the Tau price action from the 15th of October to the 15th of January, and shortly after, the price of Tau increased 200% within a month. And then he showed the comparison between QUBIC's price action from the 10th of January to the 10th of April, and he's just questioning whether we're going to see a similar turnaround around for QUBIC here. No, I'm not. The charts, sometimes they're hard to just put all your money on the charts. It's an interesting point, but again, I think the general thing that I want to get across here, and these people are trying to get across, is don't panic. This is just a typical investment thing. You have to just give it time, and things will turn around. And that leads me on to that's Sergey Ivanchuk, the Come From Beyond guy on Twitter, and the QUBIC creator. I mean, this guy knows how to pump projects, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a bigger plan than any of us know, and his timing is going to be really on point as we come into the Bitcoin halving, and then we move into the later half this year and we really go into a bull run. Does he already have it planned out, or a really good idea of that's when these higher tier exchange listings are going to start listing, when these apps are going to start launching like crazy on the QUBIC network, and we're going to see a lot of bullish bullish news coming on the QUBIC network. I really trust in this guy. I don't think it's a coincidence that he launched QUBIC basically, just last year, going into the next bull run. I feel like it's all planned, and I think this guy has a plan. And if we look at the past price performance of IOTA and NXT, two projects that he was one of the creators in, and they were revolutionary projects at the time, kind of like QUBIC is, but QUBIC is even more revolutionary right now than either of these projects ever were. And in 2017, these were the returns that he had from those two projects. So 614,000% return on IOTA and 500,000% return on NXT. Like, if you put $1,000 into either of these cryptos at those times, you would have made some serious money. And they're the biggest return on investments in 2017, and some of the biggest returns ever. And if we just look at IOTA and look at that chart, well, this is a chart for IOTA. And, again, I'm not trying to say that this exact same thing is going to happen with QUBIC, but this is a chart for IOTA. And, kind of similar here, we see a downtrend, which was that initial downtrend that we're coming into here. I think actually you can see it better on NATO's chart here. So, or NATO, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but there's a drop here, another drop here. Maybe there'll be a third drop coming. You can see that this is exactly what happened with IOTA. And then what I'm saying about Sergey Ivanchuk's ability to pump a project, you just see what happened. I mean, almost overnight, which is in the space of a couple of months, that market cap went, easily a 13x from there. Like, it was just a huge explosion in terms of the market cap, or about a 15x actually from that. And then you can see there was a big drop off again, and that's why I think QUBIC has more lasting power than IOTA. I think it's a better project, but it's also why I want to sell all my QUBIC this cycle as well if I can. But as you can see, this was the end of 2017. So in terms of cycles that we're in now, this will be 2024 we'd be coming into now. End of 2024 would be this part of the cycle, and then Q1 2025 will be where we get this bit of the cycle. So those heights are possible, and it'd be incredible if QUBIC did an explosion like that. It would be absolutely incredible. Then one of my favorite Twitter posters in QUBIC lately, Crypto Dies, I don't know how to pronounce that, but he just mentioned that QUBIC steering committee member confirms talks with BitMart for listing, and we could just see someone here from BitMart was saying, "Are you in talks with BitMart already? I can share my offer." Now, I have a feeling this person was some sort of scammer here, but anyway, one of the QUBIC steering community members said, "Hi, please be patient. We'll get back to you soon. Thank you for your interest." And then he said that he just talked to a colleague who does listings in Steco. "We are already in contact with BitMart listing lead, but thanks again for your interest." So they're already talking to BitMart, a huge exchange. Most likely this person, I don't know what they're up to. I don't know why they would pretend that they're working for BitMart. Seems quite scammy to me, but maybe it's not. But forget about that Abby from BitMart person. The important piece is down here where this person, Lex, who's part of QUBIC steering committee, said that they're already in talks with BitMart. So, those huge exchange listings, they're just around the corner. And then a really interesting post here from Tommy Does Crypto. This was from a while back, but just a QUBIC developer talking about upcoming exchange listings. He said, "From the QUBIC side, everything is ready now." So someone just said listing. He said, my humble opinion, every exchange or wallet developer institution can now integrate with QUBIC without any hassle. And then he said, is there a listing before halving? And he said he can only give his personal and subjective opinion on this. Why not? From QUBIC side, everything is ready. And since then, so we had a big development that was since all that conversation happened, and that happened here in the Discord group, which I really recommend joining if you're not part of this Discord group already. But in the Discord group, there was questions on the exchange listings, which I covered yesterday, but the RPC implementation was put into place, and that was a monumental milestone, which means that QUBIC now is already a step closer to widespread adoption and a truly decentralized financial system. And basically what that RPC means is that it gives streamlined integration for integration process for exchanges and wallets. So they're making it super easy for these major exchanges and major wallets to go and list QUBIC. So this guy was already saying this a while ago, that QUBIC was already ready, and that was before the RPC. So QUBIC's even more ready now. So I know it's been a long haul. I know we're all getting impatient, but those listings are just around the corner. The Bitcoin halving is just around the corner. Most of those things should push up the price of QUBIC. I know you feel like it probably hasn't been performing well in terms of price lately, but if you look at it, it's up a lot, over 100% in the last 2 months. So still, QUBIC's price action is going well. It's just like everything that it takes time. And sorry, that's that volume that I was talking about. The volume is up around 2 million, which is actually really, really huge for such a low ranking crypto right now. So one last thing then, I would love to go to this, but if any of you guys get the chance, you can go to the QUBIC event that's happening in Madrid, and there's also a competition for any of you guys that are going to that event, and all you've got to do is share a picture of you at the event or your travels to the event, and you're in with a chance then of winning 25 million QUBIC. So that's a huge opportunity, and there's going to be 10 winners. So the whole prize fund is 250 million QUBIC overall. So I'd really recommend, if you're going over to Madrid, or even if you're in Madrid and you want to fake a photo, go and enter into that competition. And you can find all the details here on the QUBIC Discord. Okay, guys, that's all I've got for you for today, and I'll see you on the outside.